Good night, folks. For those who join in live, we was just sidetracking for a little bit, just enjoying the moments. But we are here now and we're live, and we want to say good night. Thank you for joining us one more time, Mike and Mike Show. We are delighted that you taking the time out to join us. And without further ado, we're gonna jump right into it. We're running a bit behind time. As usual on the panel, we have King Tox in the house, baby.
AKA Jose Grind. Y'all may go catch Joe.
AKA Mafia. Over here to our right, far right, we have Angel, AKA Prime Minister Khalees.
Prime Minister Khalees.
In the house.
AKA the Blue Hole Gangster. The Blue Hole Gangster.
I'm bothered that I like that.
And last but not the least, we have AKA Mike, AKA
Baby Trump.
Baby Trump in the house.
The intelligent investor. I have to correct them every week. I correct them every week.
Listen, you're supposed to say Mike, a.k.a. whatever.
Mike,
But
AKA.
that's what I just said.
No, you start
You call him AKA Mike. That's his real name.
and what you say? And last but not least.
Last but not least, the intelligent investor.
Yours truly, my name is Mike. Go ahead, do your thing, right?
And last but not least, Mike, AKA Mega Porter.
Yes, Mr. Maga Porter.
I like that.
A lot going on this week. A lot going on this week.
Yeah,
too.
yeah. Excited. There's a few going on this week. What I'll do, you guys, if you I'll leave the floor open, so you guys will jump on what you want to kick off first. So the floor is open to you guys. What you want to kick off first. There's a few things out there. So.
Well, from what I've been paying attention to, like last week, we were talking about the mayoral race, and we were talking about Zoran Momdani.
Mm-hmm.
What's his name?
Zoran Momdani.
Momdani or some daddy or whatever.
I don't.
Daddy.
You know what's funny? I'm like, obviously, like I said, I agree. He's not that he's anti-Israel. He was just the only mayoral candidate that said he wouldn't visit Israel. But I'm not sure if half the stuff that they're saying about him is true or if it's lies. So I think he is somewhat of a communist, a socialist. Mm. But I think some of the accusations they're making against him are exaggerated.
It's possible. It's possible.
I still think. Yeah, I still think Curtis Sliwa. That's he's running on the Republican ticket. I'm not a Republican, but he's probably most likely. I feel that he's probably the best candidate because he actually cares about the city and the people. He's he founded the Guardian Angels back in the 70s.
That's your candidate, Justin.
Yeah. I took a picture with him actually last year in Coney Island. I shared it on my Instagram.
I've seen it.
Yeah, Curtis Sliwa. Yeah, he actually followed me behind that too. Yeah, he followed me. But what it is that I know people can say, well, he has no political background.
For him?
Huh?
Is this an endorsement?
Sounds like that, right?
I don't know. Nah, I don't know. Well, I mean, I'm not going to endorse Adams. What's crazy is that I want to vote for Mamdani, but what it is, I'm like, dude, if you're really a communist, I can't vote for you.
You gonna freeze your rent though?
Huh?
No, he said he's a socialist.
Yeah, but that's socialist. Well, socialist, communist, same thing. They're both is.
It's like the same thing.
It's on.
No, but what it is, freeze your rent. But I don't. But that's not a good thing to freeze the rent. No, because that's gonna mess up things in the long run. Like, see what it is like everything that he's saying. It seems like it's all short term. But how is that gonna turn out
long term, right?
in the long term? And then I think of people
for tenants.
Yeah,
I
for
mean,
tenants,
I would support
for landlords,
investors.
Yeah, investors, property managers.
What happened when people stop investing in the city?
Yeah,
I don't know. If people stop.
I mean, I would support him freezing the rent, but for a time period, not for this,
not indefinitely,
long term.
Right.
He wants.
You can't. It's not sustainable.
With the free bus ride.
Yeah, free bus rides. He wants city run grocery stores. I'm not. I don't
Right.
drive with
you
that.
can't freeze rent, and then the property taxes keep going up.
Yeah, I mean that's why I said. I mean, he can freeze it and give people a time to catch their breath for a little bit financially, and then reinstate it for more, but not keeping it for a permanent level. Because technically, if I'm a business owner, that's why I have to kind of speak balance because I'm a person who paying rent, right? So naturally my intuition gonna gravitate towards freeze rent and leave it as that.
Yeah.
But I have to consider now further on as I go into business, my concept is gonna change.
Yeah.
So I'm
gotta look
gonna
at the long term.
you see what I'm saying? So I would agree for a balance level that you freeze the rent, but you freeze it for a time period, and you freeze it enough that it will
like
not
a temporary,
impact.
like a temporary freeze.
Yeah, it would not impact the management to a certain extent, and it will also give the individuals who are paying rent a little bit time for a breather, give them a little breather. Like you're at the job and you take a 15-minute break and stuff like that. So stuff like that to kind of balance out and take the stress off the individual. One of the things though, I think Mike Rue mentioned a little bit where it's a high scale the possibility my boy is coming back to run.
Who?
Cuomo
Coming back.
Yeah.
Wait, how's Cuomo getting back on the ticket?
Yeah,
I
he
thought he got
running
beat up on
independent.
Mamdani.
Yeah, he's running independent.
Yeah, but what's his name is running
It
independent?
doesn't matter. You can have multiple.
Oh, you can have
If he
multiple
runs
independents?
Right.
I mean, to be honest, I don't know why Eric Adams is even running. Like, dude, nobody,
I know
nobody wants you as mayor.
Somebody
It looked like
I don't know why he's running.
Right,
I really don't.
somebody. Just
Cuomo
needs
got
to
a lot
just-
of backing too. You got to see a lot of support coming behind
Yeah,
Cuomo.
that's the crazy
He had-
part.
Actually, the guy that won was the underdog. Actually,
He got so much backing from major folks, major
Right.
network, major supporters, rich guys, and like, how this nincompoop win?
I feel
Yeah.
I feel Cuomo was more fit for the job. Remember, he comes from a legacy. His father was the governor.
the same guy.
You understand
Trump
what I'm saying? Like he's
Trump threatened to take the guy's citizenship away. He's a naturalized citizen.
Mamdani.
Zoran.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they're pushing for Adam to win.
Right.
So he can use his ICE agents and keep on clearing up this.
Right.
This political crap is not even
Mondani,
funny.
he proposed to push back against that. All that ice and all that. He said, "You're gonna protect
Yo,
them
you better
again."
mind shout. They will come for you. They will come for you.
He's
try.
not gonna win. I don't think he's gonna
You
win.
know, he was.
The thing is that
he was
just
born
point
in,
out
he was born in
Adams
Uganda.
ain't winning. Adams don't got a
between
snowball
him
chance in hell.
and
of winning.
Adam, I don't think they're gonna win. But that just point out to show
Why,
that
why do you say that though?
what
Between him and Adam.
between what's his name? I didn't even
Mamdani?
know. Mamdani.
Yeah, nah.
Mamdani.
See, I'm really scared that Mamdani's gonna win because what it is, people hear the word for like Mike.
Yo, the guy got 56% of the vote.
It doesn't because what the
Because-
strategies that
You know what's 56%?
Yeah, but do you know why he got that vote? Because all people heard was the word free.
free rent,
Well,
which is free.
Ain't no such thing as a free
free
lunch.
transportation.
Papa.
Well, he gonna pitch more free stuff.
Yeah, but see, I don't trust that.
He can preach all
I
the
don't
free
trust that. I
stuff
put
he's
that-
got-
saying-
and eventually they're gonna think that this is not reality.
I don't think he bluffing.
Actually, they're gonna
Yeah,
think that
come
is-
on. I
it's
offer
not
I offer
actuality.
girls free candy all the time. Is that a good thing?
I don't know if you
All
wanna
right
dis-
then.
I don't even want to disclose that right there.
This is stricken from this record.
Well, not girls. I mean grown women. I offer grown women free
That's
candy.
why I said this is stricken.
I
from
offer
this
grown
record.
women free candy, so y'all know that is not a good thing. So I'm basically I'm basically I want to correlate that with Mamdani saying free bus rides, free rent. It's not.
But-
It doesn't sit right with me.
After a while, what he saying? After a while, they stop believing.
How offering free candy to women can correlated to him giving free bus ride and free rent.
Because there's something behind that.
What is behind it?
I don't know.
So what behind it for woman giving down?
I'm like, if I'm giving a girl free candy, you know what I want? I just want to share a little of my toxicity with him. I don't know what he wants to
You
do.
want to share some taxes with him?
Yeah, I just
The guys,
let me show you why they call me King Tox, aka Jose Grind. But
that's not
I don't
a
want
prideful thing,
I'm not a prideful person, bro. I'm really not.
All right, moving right along.
No, but that's like I'm really concerned because the fact that like these things like we were talking earlier, this is all short term. But if you think in the long term, what is that going to set our city? What kind of predicament is that going to put our city in as a whole? If this man becomes mayor, and he wants to put a freeze on the rent, free
bus
transit,
transportation.
how is that going to affect us 5-10 years down the line? I have a feeling like it's going to set up something where it's somewhat dystopian, like a totalitarian
time.
regime,
Let me
something
ask
like
you,
that.
it's gonna bankrupt the city.
Big time.
Right, let me
so
let-
where we become what? We're going to become a
Can-
government-run
can-
city?
Can I go ahead? Can
understand?
I respond to that?
Sure.
Like a great part of business is
Mike.
yeah, a great part of business is actually making money. If you're able to make money, then you're able to invest. You're gonna have a bunch of old buses with no money to replace it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yo, people don't think you know Angel. You have to understand that. All they hear is the word free.
All they
All
hear is
they
the
hear
word
is the
free.
word free, and
They don't hear maintenance. You know?
that-
Yeah, you still gotta pay mechanics and all that.
Right,
You understand?
right.
That's
that
what I
just
mean.
identified to see how hurting how the city is hurting people within the city. You know, people here, society is hurting because
Yeah.
the fact that everyone hear the word free and they don't take time to analyze what this man mean free, how
Exactly.
this is possible.
Free is not sustainable.
No, it's not.
It's not possible at this moment, based on my little 2 cents knowledge, what I have, looking on a
It's not a
wider
pragmatic
scale.
way to
It's not
think.
possible.
No,
Free.
it's not.
It's
It
not
really isn't.
possible. So,
Like Mike just said, you still got mechanical issues.
Exactly.
That's inevitable. That's gonna happen.
correct.
Because what's the recourse of all this so-called free stuff? What is the recourse of that? I don't think it's going to be a good one.
The
It's
repercussion
not,
of it.
the
is gonna
city
be
Yeah.
bad.
now is the funniest thing. The city's even struggling, even with this congestion pricing crap they put in place.
Yeah.
And they're making out.
And he said he voted for that.
And that's
also.
what I'm saying. That's what bothers.
You
Like
see
he
what I'm
wants
saying?
this free stuff, but then he's pro-congestion pricing. Like, what kind of game are you playing?
Right. Another aspect, a deeper repercussion is going to be that the ramification that's coming is that the cabs and the Uber and all them pay a lot of taxes and stuff to the city.
Yeah.
They're not going to be making money.
No.
Instead of somebody taking an Uber, they're going to take a free bus.
Exactly.
So
But then-
Well, he's gonna hit, and there you go. He's gonna hit the.
So all those
the private sector.
all those entrepreneurs that are running Uber services and all that, and it's making a great
the dollar
livelihood for
buses,
them.
the
Right.
gypsy cabs.
Yeah.
It's gonna collapse. The system is gonna collapse.
Yeah.
At the end of the day.
And free transportation isn't good because look, now you're gonna have all
So-
the vagabonds, you're gonna have all the vagabonds, the bums,
Good.
the scavengers, you know, the
And
low
then how
lights,
the
the
city-
undesirables.
How the city workers gonna get paid now?
Exactly. How are they gonna get paid? Are you gonna put them on a stipend? Like this is what I'm saying. Like
The bus drivers.
You
They're-
can't look
they're
to the
setting-
government.
All right,
federal government.
now we're thinking.
They're setting themselves up to be a
after I had this
government-run city.
conversation After we had this conversation last week,
Mm-hmm.
I'm driving down the street. I'm like, it's not tenable. You can't say free.
no,
Say
you
pay
can't.
employees.
You can't.
How you gonna play the city workers?
Right.
Unless
this
he's
is-
unless he's lying and he's not gonna do any of that.
But pretty much that's the case.
Yeah.
That's what he's casing. It's just like what Trump did when he was talking about he's gonna build a wall, and nothing happened.
Politicians
He
propose
used that-
stuff.
He built the
because
wall.
he
He did
analyzed-
build the wall. It was
What?
just a crappy wall, but he built the wall.
What wall?
The wall was crappy. You could walk right through the goddamn wall.
What, he built like 2 feet of inches
Yeah,
of
but he
wall?
still built the wall. I'm like, technically, it only 2 feet, but he still built the wall. So it's like, you know,
That was him who built the wall.
You
That was him who built the wall.
my man MC Donnie T does no wrong. Even though, you know, he's allowing Israel to blackmail and extort him because he's on the Epstein list. Dude, just admit that you're on the
You know-
Epstein
you know-
list.
you know what's
We
crazy?
really don't care anymore. We really don't care.
You know what's crazy? I drove along the wall one day. I was out there in what was it out in California, out in San Diego. You drive right along.
Oh, you actually saw the wall.
Yeah, you drive right alongside of it when you go to the mall. You know, and like I know they ain't put too much thought into this stuff. I don't want to be too critical.
Or the wall.
It's very easy to climb over that wall, right?
Listen,
But there was like space is big enough for you to just go through the gap or something like that, right?
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
I know.
Listen,
So
Angel, if you give me a $1 billion contract, right, and I build a quality wall, it's gonna take up all the money. What am I gonna get as a contractor?
you know.
I like the way
No,
Mike
but you're
thinks.
gonna-
I like the way
No,
Mike
no,
thinks because that's exactly
Nah,
That's what they
no,
did.
but
what
you
it
know-
is.
You know what happened though? Just like they be fixing cars and stuff like that. They know they're gonna fix it in 3,000 miles. You're gonna be back.
Yeah.
So they're not gonna.
But look at
Yeah.
it.
Do
It's like a
a wonderful
pharmaceutical.
job.
Yeah.
Right.
It's like a pharmaceutical with our health today. At the end of the day, they
Become a
don't.
manageable patient.
Yeah.
Right. Don't cure you. Just
They don't care. They
treat
just
you.
maintain you to treat you so you can
exactly.
Keep on
Just
coming back
they
with
keep you sick.
But
Exactly.
In conjunction to what you said earlier on, that you wouldn't have no pay. But if the contractor is putting their funds, says $5, so they said he's gonna $5. He's gonna charge him. Now, the government or whoever gonna pay them can't just have $5 flat. They have to have at least some type of a cushion where they have at least $8.
No, a
Whatever case-
contract is a contract. Whatever you sign off on. That's
Right.
what it
So
is.
if you sign off on $5, you can't just have the city or the government can't just have $5 in their account
No.
to pay the contractor.
No.
Because
If they sign off on $5, that means they're gonna find a contractor to pay them $250 and pocket the other $250.
Now we're thinking.
that's another case too. But
Yeah.
but it won't really cause no effect on the contractor because the contractor is getting what he signed the contract for.
Yeah.
To heck with what the city if their problem is to sign $5 contract and they only have $4.50 in the bank or $5 in the bank, that's their damn problem. The contractor is gonna get their money.
No, what happens? Say it again. Say it again.
So whatever they build a quality, I mean, if they sign to build a quality wall, they have to build a quality wall based on the contract.
Given that the money is available.
Yeah, but
all the funds and
I mean,
resources.
they can't hire someone if they don't have the money available. That's gonna create a problem.
People start contracts all the time, and the contracts go over what was proposed.
Well, that's when you go. That's when you go over
allocated.
budget. But even when you go over budget,
Right.
you still got to get another contract to sign off on that. Going over the budget.
But it depends on things happen. You know, maybe the contractor say, you know what, based on say for instance, they need to replace a pipe, right? And they dig up the 4 feet, and they realize, okay, we see the pipe, it was at the top, burst. So yeah, that's gonna take us 2 days. Now after they get the contract, it's just like you get in a car accident, right? And you take your car to the mechanic.
Oh, you mean like an estimate?
The
They give
mechanic
you an
say,
estimate.
okay, they come, they adjuster came and say, oh, all right, that's $5. Gonna fix that. The adjuster left, the mechanic started. When he started working on it, he said, oh, shucks, you missed
Right.
out axle. You need a, whatever the case is. So they do an adjustment.
Yeah.
Right.
So to say, okay, it was $5, but now it's $8.
Right.
And they send that into the insurance, and then the insurance have to say. So the same concept.
Yeah.
The guy started digging up the road. You see, he thought he saw, where he can fix. He dig up the road. He realized, oh, shook, there's another pipe below that is also busted. Or the entire pipe is rotten. So we gotta have to change our whole main line. Then instead of just changing from here to here, we have to change quarter mile of pipes.
Yeah.
So the adjustment now, instead of the $5, now that's $8.
Yeah, but I don't think that's how contracts work.
Well,
if
it works off
not
of
how it should work,
estimations,
that's
but
how it works.
basically it's an addendum.
That's how it works.
Basically, it's an addendum to the contract, which is legal.
It shouldn't be that manipulable. The thing is that if you give me an assessment, you're professionally the expert. I'm taking your word for it. If you miscalculated that, that's on you.
No, that
Well,
doesn't work
it also depends on
That's
how you
it
draw up
works.
the
It's not a
contract.
contract,
But that's not
That's
a
an
work. You go to the hospital, right?
You have different type of contracts.
Well, that's an
So
estimate.
We're gonna meet on a common ground and agree to disagree.
Mhm.
So, yeah, because whatever the contract says, that's what the contract says.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter if you went over budget. That's on you.
Yeah.
Yeah, if it's binding.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
that's
I
let me,
understand.
let me tell you something, right? So Amazon, right, started this subcontracting business called DPS, where you have independent contractors
The people in the car.
loan vehicle from let's say Ford,
Mhm.
right? And they hire drivers. They pay for gas. They pay for leave, sick leave, maintenance, you name it, insurance. They're in
Vacation
charge
too.
of that, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if Amazon sign off on $1 million contract for you, right, and at the end of the year you're like, let's say, 50,000 negative, right? Because you have to pay your employees, you have to buy gas, vehicle maintenance, and all of that,
yeah, overhead.
right? You don't know what it costs until you find out at the end of the year. So what happened is people were losing. Contractor heard start your Amazon business or start your own what do you call it?
Yeah, Amazon, bro. Yeah, independent logistics or whatever.
Business
Yeah.
with Amazon, and we're gonna give you such and such amount annually, right?
Mm-hmm.
And people jump at that, and it said it only take you $10,000 to start.
Somewhere around there. It was like a
$10,000
$10,000 startup.
So they were leasing vehicle. What Amazon do is link you with the car company, which would be Ford,
And most likely they're getting a kickback from Ford
Right.
for sending them to Ford.
right? And they link you with an insurance company, which was Liberty Mutual, right? But when you get that money, based on the contract, you have to do the hiring. You have to pay them sick leave, maternity leave, you name it. You have to pay for the insurance. You have to pay for gas. You have to pay for
a lot of overhead.
right.
Yeah, it's a lot.
So all those expenses came out of the $1 million contract, and at the end of the year, you would be like 50,000 negative
That's crazy.
or 100,000
So bankrupt you.
negative. So you as the contractor, right, didn't make no money. You can't go back to Amazon and say, hey, this don't make. That's what you signed off on.
Yeah, but I mean, look at when the city comes, when you create bids. As for instance, you have companies go out there, bids. Like, so the city would have jobs, contract jobs, where they have for sewer cleaning or for building rising or from building, whatever the case may be, right? So based on that, the city would say, all right, who can fix this or repair this or whatever the case may be, for what amount of price, for what prices
bidder.
Are the lowest time and for spending the less time. So a contractor gonna look at the situation and say, oh, you know what? Okay, that would take 5 million within 5 months, right? So if anyone don't bid at that scale, the city's gonna hire that contractor, right?
Yeah.
So now he does his work at the end of the day. So he got the job. And he goes and started working. Come to find out that based on what he analyzed, it was not 100%. He go back to the city and say, hey, that's
not how it works, though.
But that's how I have people that works in it, and this is matter of fact, go and ask Bully.
I mean,
that's how it works. Some situation, I would agree with you that once you sign that type of contract. So again, it depends on the contract. Once you sign that type of contract, no matter what you do is not changing.
That's why I say
not that flexible.
Right. That's why I say it depends on the contract and what's in the contract. So we're just gonna agree to this.
Yeah, the intangibles.
Well, I think we agree.
Right.
We agree. So the other thing too, Trump is talking about he may launch on Iran again.
Yeah, I really hope he doesn't. Like I don't.
The problem
I really
is
hope
that
when did he say that?
Huh?
When did he say that?
I think it was last week Saturday. He made a statement that the possibility, because remember he's trying to debunk what the Pentagon has said. Pentagon says the nuclear sites was not destroyed. And he keep on repeating that, the Pentagon is bullshitting, they're lying, whatever the case may be. It was demolished, it was destroyed, it was annihilated. And the Pentagon came back out and said that's incorrect. Even the director of Homeland Security came out and shared that with him. And he keep on pushing this stuff. So now, because to my opinion, because he's getting embarrassed, he came out and he's like, well, at the end of the day, we have no problem and we will assess it. And we're gonna have to drop another bomb.
See, I'm really at the point now, because I saw those videos too.
He's embarrassed.
I fully believe. No, it's not that he's embarrassed. He is being blackmailed. I'm telling you, he's being blackmailed.
Well, either way, whatever.
He's being blackmailed. He is being coerced into doing these things and into getting into this nonsense. Iran doesn't bother anybody. Okay, they haven't invaded anybody in 400 years. They bother nobody. Okay, like we said, the problem is Israel. Okay, Israel has dirt on Trump. The dirt that they have on Trump, most likely he's on the Epstein list. At this point in time, he might as well just admit that you're on the Epstein list and they have no power over you, because he has said that. And the reason why people are saying that he's embarrassed, no, he's not embarrassed. The man is being blackmailed. It's clear as day. You can see the man is being blackmailed and extorted.
I don't know.
He is.
The case. But the thing is, now here's where
what
Russia.
A conspiracy, Justin.
It's not a conspiracy.
Here's where
Allegedly.
Russia said,
it's not a conspiracy. I keep telling you, I have a PhD in F3.
The thing now, and the most important thing, or I wouldn't say the troubling thing now is that Russia now is on standby. Russia said, listen,
ain't no war going on. I somewhat agree.
No, I don't think there's.
Justin.
I don't think there's gonna be a war.
I think he's being pressured.
Yeah.
Because.
What do you mean there's no war going on?
Nah, I don't think it's gonna happen. He just broke it. What two countries that he just brokered a peace deal with in Africa? He just did it last week, and for some reason nobody talks about that.
What?
Trump. They don't talk about the positive.
He just brokered a peace treaty with two countries that are warring in Africa.
Was it Congo?
Yeah, it was Congo, and what was the other country?
Yeah, it is the Congo.
Yeah. He just broke, but nobody talks about that.
That was a great
Belgium.
He just brokered the deal. I really feel he's being coerced, bro. I'm telling you.
He's a reason.
And Israel is the problem.
Because I don't like the way every president is always pro-Israel. They're always pro-Israel.
Yeah.
Nobody
stand
up against him, right?
Yeah.
He kindly, and then after he started stand up, something happened and he just flipped the switch.
All right.
Like
what does that tell you? They're blackmailing
right back
him.
on his side.
because he's on that Epstein flight log.
No, I don't know about the Epstein.
I know about
But
that.
I think Trump just got.
If you have inside information,
No, it's
Sure,
not that.
yeah,
I
sure.
Right.
remember, guys. I watch
You
everything.
hear it first,
I
right
watch
here in the
everything.
garage.
I watch everything. I cross-reference everything. He's
You
on
hear
that
it first,
Epstein
right?
list.
Yeah.
Look, it's already been proven that Epstein's not even dead.
We the first to
But
broke to break the story.
technically, Elon did expose
Breaking
it. And
news.
said, yeah, technically, yeah. Elon
Yeah.
did expose him
Yeah.
and say, yes, he's on the list.
Man,
This
if
is
you
why.
guys
And
fall
see,
for
you know
that.
what's funny? Remember when I said I didn't trust Elon? Elon's showing his ass now. I told you I didn't trust him. But something bad's gonna happen to Elon. I didn't trust Elon, and something bad's gonna happen to him because you see the way he turned cold. He ain't my boy.
That's his
He ain't my boy.
Don't wish bad for Elon. Elon is a good guy.
I never. No, he's not.
doing a
No,
lot
he's
of
not.
good.
No, he's not.
He's looking for Elon stocks.
No, he's not. Elon is not.
Elon is,
Elon is not a good person.
Good in this world.
Elon is not a good person.
Trump
I like
gonna-
Elon.
Yo, Trump gonna deport his behind. That's what.
Oh, that's what.
That's
That's
what-
what.
Yeah, he said he's gonna
Yeah,
deport him.
They asked him if he's gonna deport Elon.
You gonna look into it.
Trump said,
Yo.
No, because now Elon's saying that he's gonna
entertainment,
fund.
bro.
I think for midterms, Elon's funding the other side. Like that's what I don't like. Well, what are you flip flopping for? I don't trust flip floppers.
No, he said if they let this bill go through, the big fat beautiful bill.
Oh, the big-
Yo, the bill got
Yeah,
passed.
what's
The
your
bill got
thoughts on that?
passed.
They've passed in the House, but they need to go to the Senate now, which is probably
I
gonna
think-
pass.
Let me ask you guys. No, they just passed that bill today. I think. What's
Nah,
your
they-
thoughts? What's
that
your
bill
thoughts
passed.
on that big
from
beautiful
both
bill?
sides.
That big beautiful, that big
No,
beautiful bill.
it was only passed in the
It's
in
gonna
the
strengthen.
House.
It's gonna strengthen.
So he's going now to the Senate.
So it just passed the House right now.
He just passed the House.
So now it's going to this. Hopefully it
Because
gets
the
knocked down.
Democrat was trying to debunk it. They had like
It's gonna-
24 hour.
That big beautiful bill doesn't sit right with
They
me.
had like a 24-hour reading of 900 and something pages.
Yeah, it's real heavy.
That bill doesn't sit right with me.
But what it does, it allows the president to do whatever what he wants right now.
If Elon doesn't like the bill, I don't like the bill.
Elon
said the bill should be.
Elon is a charlatan, and I don't trust
But
you.
he
Justin,
Trust
talk
me,
about
this is where I
talk
would
about
stand with
coercion,
Elon.
Justin.
This is where I would
Talk about
stand with
coercion.
Elon.
Coercion?
Mike has been coerced.
No, Mike ain't being coerced.
This is where I would stand with Elon. The guy Trump put this dude to help reset the country by saving money.
Yeah.
Elon was doing that, which I applaud him for. Even though some of his character is nasty ways and behavior,
Yeah.
but I applaud him for it, right? Now, Daddy Trump, baby Trump.
Yeah.
Daddy Trump came on and said, you know what? Yeah, we save about 1 point something, 100 and something $billion. You know what? We don't want that. Let's throw that through the window. Here's my big, fat, beautiful bill that oversee the money what they save, right? They're going to spend it in a heartbeat, plus put the country add on, I think,
$5 trillion.
$5 trillion
He's-
to the
to the-
debt.
to the
I'm
debt.
telling you, he's being coerced.
And
This is crazy.
that's why
He's being
Elon
coerced.
got.
Somebody's putting the screws to
Elon
him.
got
I'm telling
real
you.
opinionated
Somebody's
about
putting the
it.
screws to him.
You know, and once
I said if Elon doesn't like the bill, I don't like the bill. But to be serious, though, on a serious note,
we're serious.
I don't know what the bill really entails.
The big, beautiful
Because
bill.
I don't
I
really-
don't trust it, and that's why I don't trust it. Exactly what you said, because I don't know what it tells. So
Right.
since I don't know what it tells, and it's not
It's
being
all
clear and
over the
concise,
place, you know?
I don't trust
But
it.
you guys should
I don't trust it at
You should
all.
have been watching the news because they read it out from page 1 to 990 something pages. Over it was broadcast. So you guys should, if you want to know what was in it, you should have.
What was in it? What was it?
What?
What's
There's
in
a
it?
lot of
Okay.
I think-
I've told you I don't watch the news.
think
The news
three-
is
I think-
biased.
I think-
I don't watch the news. The
I
news
think
is
three
biased.
things that was in it. First, you got the tax cuts that's in it. Then you got
There's a lot. The
So
infrastructure
strengthen
bill.
border
there's,
protection.
There's what do you call it? Health insurance, which is some good improvement is coming
Right.
to it and stuff like that. But here's
border
the crazy
protection
thing.
was number one. That was a talking
Here's
point.
the crazy thing is that they have some side where they improve and then they have some side
Right.
knock down the improvement. It
Yeah,
doesn't
I
make
don't.
any
I don't.
sense.
That's
Not done.
and that's why I don't like it. That means that there's when something doesn't make sense and they're pushing it. That means they're trying to play us, and that's why I don't like
They're
it.
going to play us.
Huh?
as
No,
usual.
no. If enough people speak up, and hopefully if it doesn't pass Senate, then that big beautiful bill gets. And to be honest, and that's one thing. That's one thing I don't agree with him
I think that
about.
this-
I'm still very, but like I said, he's being coerced. I don't know.
Yeah,
Somebody's
I
putting the
don't like
screws to
big,
him, man.
beautiful bill.
I think
Somebody's definitely
I
putting the
agree
screws
with
to him.
Elon.
I
He said
think it
should
might
exercise and be the slim. Big
Nah,
slim-
Elon's a dirtbag,
Nah,
bro.
you see,
I agree with him
you
too,
see
but he's a
Elon pulled
dirtbag.
back so hard now you can't even hear nothing about him because Trump says
Nah.
keep on talking and deport you behind.
I think they're disagreeing right now.
No,
Yeah,
they're
they
disagreeing a
disagree,
lot.
but he had to
Stock
keep
came back down all the way down.
He had to
what?
keep silent. He can't
Wait,
be
it's
more
not-
290
involved anymore on
293?
the social
Yeah.
media or Twitter. He can't be doing
Yeah.
that crap anymore. He see pull hard,
Yeah.
pull back hard.
just said
Because
that-
Trump says keep up. Africa is still
Yeah.
Following the feud, you know. It's all strategic to bring the
No,
stock
there's
down.
something going on, and I'm telling you,
Of course, distraction.
there's some nonsense going on, and I'm telling
Say
you
that
right
what?
now, Israel's right at the center of
Stock
it.
went down.
Yeah.
You heard that?
Israel's right at the
It's
center of
back
it.
to where it was when they just started the
What's
feud.
that?
The stock.
the stock.
Yeah, it went
was
down
lead
again.
on.
What, it went up?
No, it's back down.
Oh, it's back down again?
Yeah,
Yeah.
his stuff until he straighten up whatever is going on with Trump or whatever strategy they have in the back end. His stuff gonna keep on fluctuating.
Yep.
It's gonna go up today, back down tomorrow.
gonna
Up
keep
today,
on
back
tanking.
down. It's a merry-go-round.
Coming down hard down.
But at the end of the day, I don't know. I ain't sorry for them. Let they fight and war. The sad part is that my people's friends, I don't know, but these other rich folks, it may not impact. But you know, these people, we are gonna feel it with their political warfare and their hypocritical behaviors and characteristics and criminalities. Because most of these guys, they come in like this guy here from the same mayor thing there. How in the world you sit down and fabulate in your mind that you can have the city run on free?
We already passed
Service.
that,
I
man.
think he's
No,
lying.
I'm not going into it, but
Yeah.
I'm just saying to give an overall overview. Like this is what these guys are doing because they.
I think they're lying.
Political
He's a
scheme
politician,
behind that.
you know. You have to
Yeah, it has to be
understand.
some
Anyway,
political scheme.
They're
behind
lying.
it.
They're lying.
Say again, though?
Some political scheme is behind it.
They're
So
lying.
I was using that as a reference to say that these guys, they're not out there really for the people. They're just war.
No politician is for the people.
You have
They
a
really
few out
aren't.
there. Look at what's his name? The guy there. in
Only
Jamaica.
Donald Trump is for the people.
Yeah, okay.
What
He
was
actually
it?
is for the
Was
people.
it Bill Clinton for the people?
Huh?
Convenient.
Wasn't Bill Clinton
Yo,
for the
me
people?
tell you,
What's your mother-in-law name? What's your name? What's your name?
when Trump slapped
What's
him
your
the
name?
right way, you see.
He actually is for the people.
Dr.
though.
McKay is for the people too.
I like that. I like that.
Trump
Shout out
actually
to
is for
Dr.
the people.
McKay, you know?
The only problem is that
Yeah, you're for the rich people. You're
not
right.
only
You're
no,
right. You're right.
no,
You're
not
right.
only is for not only
that
the thing with Trump is that not only is he for us, the poor people, but he's
No,
also
he's
for the
not.
rich
watching the
people.
garage.
He's
you
for
know.
the rich
Right,
only.
absolutely.
Nah, he's for us too.
Yeah, okay. When you guys wake up and
Bro,
when
all
they
of us
say-
have an
when you
opportunity to
wake
get
up and
rich,
smell
man.
the coffee,
I've been smelling the coffee, man. All of us have an
when
opportunity to
you're
make
not
money,
smelling the
man.
right one, I think you're smelling.
All of us have an opportunity to make money.
I agree.
Yeah, that is true.
All right then.
Blue
It is
Mountain.
there.
You know this guy's
Okay, so it is.
And I don't care whether it's legal or illegal.
Put it this way.
All of us have an opportunity to make money.
Well, it can't be. That doesn't make any sense.
Man.
I don't care if it's
Make-
legal or illegal. All of us have an opportunity to make
But
money.
you can't put in negative with
Right,
positive
right,
at the
right,
same
right.
time.
What do you
This-
mean? It's a
What
do you
balance.
mean?
You need that.
But you're promoting illegally.
Illegality.
I'm not promoting
Exactly.
nothing.
No,
Yeah,
I didn't
because
say that.
why you want to say you
He
can make
promote
money illegally?
illegalities. The man just said
And
doesn't
Because what
matter.
I'm trying to convey is that no matter what, you're gonna make money. Either you make money or you don't.
But if you make it illegally,
You understand?
that's not the proper way of
No,
making
but what I'm
you're-
saying is
you're
that yeah, but it doesn't
promoting
matter. But
people-
you're still making money. You understand?
Yeah,
See, all these
but-
people that are complaining and all those people that want free stuff and they hear free, they don't want to make no money. They're
So
bums. They're leeches.
So if I sit down and I say,
Okay.
"Oh, you know what? I'm going to turn a drug dealer," you would help support that?
What you mean?
Because
it depends
the
on what
money I'm
kind.
making.
It depends on what
You
kind
know
of
that
drugs you
you
push.
know there's a
listen,
It depends on what. I know you
Wait,
ain't.
wait,
wait.
I hope it ain't
Pfizer
weed. Ain't no
sell
money in
drugs,
weed
right?
no more.
Mike,
Pfizer.
Mike, I'm gonna tell you.
But
We're not
and
talking
Moderna
about
sell
the drugs,
drugs.
the health
No,
drugs.
but
We are-
you wasn't specific.
Wait,
though.
Yeah,
You
you
said
just say
drugs.
drugs.
Let me speak with specificity.
Hold
then.
on. So pharmaceutical drugs is not drugs. It's not
It's
classified
drugs.
as drugs.
It's drugs.
It's
in
not
the-
harmful. Is
it's
it not
drugs-
harmful?
It's drugs. It's not harmful to the core of the drugs. What we
What do
sell.
you mean?
What do you mean?
You ever saw those
I'm
commercials
saying
where it
it's
says
not harmful to the core to the drugs what we're taking, like
If
cocaine,
it's taken as
methanol,
prescribed,
and all that
numbness
stuff like
in
that.
one side of your brain?
No, I'm saying it's harmful, right? So you have coke, crack, methanol, and all these up there. That you take that, it automatically destroys.
All I'm
right?
saying, look,
Now,
all I'm saying is
inside
that there's
drugs,
always a way to make money. You just got to go out there and get it. That's all I'm saying.
It's always out. It's ways to make
Don't
money,
focus on the negative.
right?
Just
Yes.
let that slide. The man
Don't
said
focus on
legal
your negative.
or
No.
There's
But-
ways
but-
to make money legally.
But you know what happened though?
That's it.
You know,
Nothing more added, nothing more taken away.
you know what happened though?
And
Like,
there's ways to make money
like,
illegally.
you know what? You know, people be quick to like I guess, debunking on chop down the illegalities and stuff, there's also the ethicality factors. You got to be ethical too. A lot of individuals are not be ethical.
A lot of legal individuals have no ethics whatsoever.
We're giving them a pass.
All the people that I've known that have integrity and rules and honor, they're all from the street. Every single one of them. All my OGs, they're all from the street. They taught me integrity. They taught me honor. You understand?
Right.
I know people who call Fortune 500 CEOs, car salesmen that have made a lot of money. They're dirtbags. They've made their money legally.
Sure,
but they have no ethics.
True.
They have no integrity.
But again, you're mixing up orange and apples. So
I'm not mixing up orange and apples.
Their character, so their character become deformed. Their character become bad.
If
but
you lie
at
to
the
the
same
public,
time, they make the money legally. That's the whole context.
But they're dirtbags.
Yeah, that's their character. We can't compare the character to money making and the principle of making.
It goes
money.
hand in hand.
No, it doesn't.
Yes, it does.
Yes, if their character turned bad, we understand that. I mean, you can't define that. You can't knock that out of the way, or you can't fix that.
Let me ask you a question, right? Let's say coke, right? Cocaine. If the government made it legal to sell, would it be okay? Would it be okay to consume?
That's a good question. At the end of the day, no, because we know that the cocaine, what is there right now, is sudden destruction.
Yeah,
so,
it deteriorates
no, it
you.
wouldn't. Even if they make it legally, it wouldn't, because it has a form in it. Or
No,
it
would you be okay with it? That's the
No,
question.
it can't, because it's an immediate destruction.
But it's legal.
even if the
Okay with it.
government
But it's legalized.
legalize it, it won't fit into, as I said, my 2 cents. I would not support it, because it's a form of drug that will destroy you destructively instantly. Right?
Yeah.
Unlike the other drugs that they would help portion of whatever is going on, but you have these side effects at the end of the day. Now, coke and crack, there's no portion of helping you. It's an immediate destruction.
How do you know that?
No, I think your question is a little too hypothetical though. 'Cause the amount of history and science and research that's on crack cocaine is addictive qualities and how it destroys family. Destroy homes.
The only reason I was saying that is that, like I said, there's always a way to make money. That's all I'm saying. There's always a way to make money. There's always a way to make money. Doesn't matter whether it's legal or illegal. There's always a way to make money.
Legalize cocaine, crack cocaine.
Well, the other thing too, we look into, we kind of shift from it, and I don't know why, but it's still prominent out there.
Yeah,
and
but before we go forward, though, we're not encouraging anyone to sell drugs.
Yeah, don't sell drugs.
That's
It's
what
not.
I'm
Ain't no money in the
That's
ain't no
what I'm
money.
about.
Ain't no money in the streets no more anyway. You might as well just get a job.
I
So
agree,
there's no money in the streets anyway. So I've heard.
Waste of time.
So there's no.
Wait, hold on, time out. So that because if there was money in the street, you would
No,
encourage-
listen, we're not.
Oh, if there's money in the streets, I'm not telling anybody anything. I'm just gonna go get that money.
Mike, what did Mike say we should? Wait, what did Mike say we should agree to disagree? That's one of them cases right there. He said we should agree to disagree.
What?
Is that what you said, Mike?
Agree to disagree, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but they're saying that he's saying that there's no money in the street, so
No,
don't
there's
bother
no
doing
money
it.
in the street.
But if
There
money
isn't.
was in the street, so you would have
Things
condoned.
and time change, you know.
But no, let's go back. I'm saying if there was money in the street for drug selling, you would condole them people to sell drugs.
If they're built for it, yeah.
Nah, I'm not
this is
encouraging
strictly-
Yeah,
anyone.
yeah. This is all hypothetical. Pay me no
stricken from
mind.
this record.
I have a regular job anyway. I'm just saying there's no money in the streets, so I've heard. I'm just saying, just get a job.
So technology is so advanced right now where it's like anything you do, you get caught.
Yeah. Yeah.
That still doesn't phase them. There are people still robbing banks.
We get it. That's why
robbing
we're
people.
encouraging them not to. Like
Yeah.
leave the streets alone.
Even though they
The
see
post
all
office is iron. Always.
All the
Don't get a
time.
job at the
All
post
the time.
office. Please don't get a job at the post office. Please don't.
NYPD
Don't do it.
is iron. Always.
Don't do it. It's basically it's federal prison, except you get to go
MTA is
home
iron.
every day. Don't
Wait,
do
what, the
it.
post
Don't
office
encourage
or-
them to get a job at the post
No,
office.
no. I mean, no. Anything except for the street, though.
It's a horrible, miserable place.
Don't listen to
There's
Justin.
there's no air conditioning
But wait a minute. How you working
Okay.
for the entity, but yet you're discouraging people from trying to sign up?
because then they're gonna take all my overtime. What's wrong with you? Be quiet. They're gonna take on. You don't want to work in the post office. Ain't there's no yeah. You're not built for that.
Okay, I see. There's a strategy to his madness.
Yeah.
Right.
Don't work in the post office. Go get a job in medical or something like that. Yeah, Montefield's always hiring or something. NYU Langone or something like that.
You want to keep his overtime.
Before you know it, time is passing. I mean, like, nursing, anything. Just do something. Go back to
Yeah.
school, something.
there's a
Not
lot
the
of
streets.
things,
Leave the
and
streets
Yeah, you can't
alone.
pay attention to the time. The time's gonna come anyway.
Yeah.
I think one of the things that's booming out is technology. You see those
Definitely.
those people in China,
Coding.
little babies building rockets and cars and ships and boats and motorcycles. We over here reaching 80, 90, and we don't know
What's
what
the
our phone
president?
is.
What's the name of the president in China?
Do they even have a president?
Of course, yeah.
Or is it a prime minister?
What's that?
Pres-
Xi Jinping?
Xi Jinping. Yo, you should go visit Xi Jinping.
I want to visit Xi Jinping. If
You
I
don't
get the
want to visit Xi
opportunity,
Jinping. Xi
actually,
Jinping is not going to like you.
Actually,
All right?
I want Trump to hook it up.
Right.
I want to connect with Trump so he could create that bridge.
Yo, Mike, I know how we shifted just now. Like,
Trump is the greatest president ever.
God, Trump
Okay?
is trying to do the same thing here, and he has a problem with it. Oh, that dictator.
I'll beat that.
But he's a dictator.
beat
What are you
that.
talking about?
So do you like a dictator? Or you dislike a dictator?
I dislike the dictator.
So you love
Xi
Xi
Jinping is
Jinping.
not a dictator.
He's
Xi
very
Jinping
much
is
a
not
dictator. He's worse than Trump.
How is worse than Trump?
He's worse than Trump.
The man built a society where his people,
He's worse
the
than
low
Trump.
class, the middle class, the no class, benefit.
No,
He's worse than-
they're just.
And he's a
disciplined.
horrible
That's-
driver.
You know, there was a
Chinese
statement
people are
where,
disciplined. I give them that.
And he's a horrible
Yeah.
driver.
They don't care about name brands and
Precisely.
this, that, all different.
Yeah,
type
because
of
they
nonsense.
bootleg all of it. They don't care.
It's not the point that they don't care. It's
No,
they
that's
bootleg.
exactly why, because they bootleg all of
not
it.
because they don't bootleg. They don't care. No, their objective is to make wealth for the infrastructure, families, and they are family
Generational.
oriented.
By bootlegging
Generation
trademarks.
future
By
structure.
bootlegging trademarks.
They don't. That's
Yes,
where
they do. That's all they
Yo,
do.
That Chinese is
Whether
known
they
for
bootleg-
copying
the
everything, bro.
funniest
Do you have
thing
any?
is
Do you have any? How many
Louis-
World Trade Organizations
Louis,
violations they
Gucci,
have?
and all
have.
of them send their product over there to make these products and then send it back to them. They slap on label on them and sell it for $9 billion.
Yeah, and then they copy it.
So whose fault is that? That's not China's
No,
problem.
that's China's fault. You know, China.
Because they have the-
You know,
the
they have
warehouse and the
violated. They
manufacturing
violated
plant.
every policy in World Trade Organization since the World Trade Organization's inception.
Who inviolated?
China.
Do what? How
They have violated every single policy that the World Trade Organization puts into
In
play.
what way?
What do you mean? They don't listen. They steal other people's trademarks. They bootleg everything.
How they steal it? They make the product.
No,
they don't pay
yeah, they
attention.
they get paid to make a product for a different company. Then they go behind their back and then make counterfeit stuff and then sell
No,
it
that is
at a
just
cent of
like
the
it
price.
happened here. Just like these people here.
Yeah, and they're
you
all
have people
Chinese that
here-
do it.
You have people here that make bootlegging stuff too.
Yeah,
US
they're Chinese.
citizens
They're
that-
Chinese.
No, they're not only
Yes, they are.
Chinese.
Okay,
not
they're
only
African too.
Chinese.
The Africans work for the Chinese.
Americans, Russians.
No, we don't know how to do that.
They make
No,
bootleg
the
stuff
Chinese
here
do
too.
it. No.
Yeah, did you hear me deny it? I said the Russians, the Chinese, the Italians,
No.
whatever the case may be.
The Russians
whatever
traffic.
Jamaicans,
The Russians
whatever
traffic
race here,
people,
they
bro.
make bootlegging
No,
stuff.
Russians specialize in human trafficking. So I've heard. They don't bootleg
Allegedly.
close.
Allegedly, Putin, Mr. Putin. That is
Listen,
that is
don't
not
play
a
with
I
problem.
actually like Putin.
Don't play with the Russians. No. I like Putin.
I like Putin, too.
I like Putin.
I like Putin.
I don't like his dictatorship.
He's not a dictator.
He's a dictator.
No, he's not.
Here, no.
No, he's not. He's an autocrat. He's not a dictator.
He's a dictator.
He's an
He
autocrat.
is a dictator
he's
because
not.
he control. Matter of fact, if he,
What's an autocrat?
you know what? Let me leave that out.
An autocrat is just a notch below a dictator. That means he's not. See, you know who's a dictator?
Who's a dictator?
There's a
Trump?
verified-
Oh,
What's
yeah,
his name?
Yeah, Trump. Yeah.
No, not Trump.
There's a verified
Dude from
line.
Korea. What's the dude from Korea with the real high with the
What's his
with
name?
the
Kim
clean
Jong-un.
fade? Huh?
Kim
Kim
Jong-un.
Jong-un.
That's a dictator.
Yeah, he is one too.
He's a psychopath.
He's one too.
You understand?
How's
Bibi,
that?
your boy Bibi Netanyahu. That's a dictator.
No, that's not my boy.
That's your
That's
boy.
your boy.
No, that's not my boy. You're pro-Israel, not me.
That's Prime Minister
You're
Israel, right?
pro-Israel,
I don't like
not me.
Israel.
All right?
That's Prime Minister Israel, right?
Huh?
That's Prime Minister
Yeah,
Israel.
he's a piece of crap. He's a dictator. The dude that runs Venezuela.
Yo, what?
The dude that runs Venezuela, Maduro, the bus driver, the one that succeeded Chavez when they became a socialist country. And I know that because I am Venezuelan. That's a dictator. Trump is not a dictator.
Listen,
Trump is the greatest leader this world has ever seen.
Yeah.
You could cry blood and
Yeah.
fire. And you take it. He's the dictator. He's part of the
No, he's not.
dictatorship.
No, he's not.
And a few other dictators out
No, he's
there.
not.
Yahoo.
No, he's not.
Yahoo
That's
is
what-
a dictator.
Yes, Netanyahu.
Yahoo.
Bibi Netanyahu is a dictator.
Yahoo,
He's a horrible
His
person.
name?
That's
He's
very,
Yahoo.
that's very offensive.
He's a horrible person, and I hope somebody poisons his oatmeal.
Stricken from the record. Stricken from the record. Stricken from the record.
Yo, this guy.
The garage is not a part of that one.
This guy's so real radical.
I hope somebody poisons his matzo ball soup. All right.
The garage is not a part of that last statement. It is stricken from.
Yes,
the
they
record.
are. You know what BB? You want to know what BB stands for? Burn Israel, burn Israel. That's what it stands for.
Yo, this guy real radical, man.
This guy's gone radical.
I'm glad you got his paperwork straight, man.
No, they could come from it too.
They can't. What they gonna do? What they gonna say? What
They
they,
could have all the
what?
paperwork.
What they gonna talk? What they gonna deport? What they gonna deport me to the Bronx? They gonna deport me to Castle Hill?
Oh, you know what? Yo, Mikey, you from Venezuela?
Hey, where they gonna deport me to? They gonna deport me to the Bronx?
They're gonna.
Venezuela.
Huh? I'm not from Venezuela. My mother's from Venezuela.
He's gonna go in the office tomorrow, right?
Yeah.
Or sometime the weekend. No. And you're gonna see him sitting in the chair. They're like, Justin, you need to move that.
I'm not gonna answer. They're gonna be like, we're looking for
No,
Justin
because
Rodriguez.
he's
I'm
gonna
gonna
be
point. I'm gonna point right at James Polacco. I'm like, there he is, right there. Get him.
He's gonna be sitting there. They think he's sleeping. Justin, you gotta move that.
Matter of fact, I'm gonna point right at Hadiso. I'm like, that's
Yo,
Justin
you guys
Rodriguez right
play
there.
too much, man. You guys can't be talking this stuff when I'm sitting here at the table, bro. You gotta tell me what you're gonna be talking about.
Right,
What do you
right.
mean?
This guy got
To
really,
see if I'm in
this guy got
agreement
this guy
or
got
not.
real extreme just now.
Right?
I'm not extremist.
This
Yeah.
nigga rerun is radical.
Look, Trump is the
What's
greatest
his
president
name?
ever.
What's his name? Yahoo?
Yo.
BB Netanyahu.
Yahoo.
Yahoo. Yeah, we should call. Yeah, he is a
Yo,
Yahoo. He is a Yahoo. He's a schlemiel. He's a schmuck. He's a yeah.
Nah, you can't. Listen, you leave a digital footprint
Right.
Huh?
when you talk about this stuff.
Mossad, come and get me.
On YouTube.
Mossad, come and get me. Jeffrey Epstein, come and get me.
Moving forward.
Okay, we're moving forward. All these stricken from the record. We're moving right on. So the other thing,
I
that
got to be in the editing room for this one.
the thing
Edit
what I-
nothing.
The thing what I noticed just went undercover, even though it's kind of Putin going on there, hard still because of the turf, right? So it is impacting because Canada, just even though these things in on temporary hold, but Canada, it seems like Trump is ready to initialize the
What?
the turf business, the worldwide turf business again. And Canada also made a statement that if we're gonna go with this nonsense again, this time we're gonna cut all light services to New York, right? And where else they supply? New York, I think there's a few regions they supply.
They're not going to do that. Do you know why?
Why they're not gonna do
Because the United States is responsible for 20% of their GDP. They are not going to do that.
Well, if the U.S. is putting turf on them, that hitting their economy and the financial structure, I mean, what do you think?
What do you mean?
If I was in the position,
All
not
we're
gonna
doing
sit
is
there and-
charging them what they charge us. Why is it okay for them to charge us a tariff, but we can't charge them one back? Explain that.
The point is that the turf is there right now. What they
Do not
both-
evade the question.
No, I'm
Answer
not.
the
I'm
question.
saying the turf is right there now, based on the agreement what they had originally set up.
And that's not a
Trump-
fair. And that's not a fair
Trump
agreement.
is trying to. It's not the problem of them of what Trump is trying to put the turf on them.
Mm-hmm.
It's the amount was creating the problem. It's the amount what is creating. 'Cause
He's
right
charging
now-
them the same amount that
Okay,
they're
so
charging
it's
us.
25%, right?
Mike.
And they charge us 25%.
Right.
Right. So Trump is now trying to triple or double that. For what?
No, he's not.
Mike,
Okay.
where do you get your
Where do you get
information
this from?
Okay. All right. You know what?
Fake
not.
news. Fake news.
It's not.
Like your daddy.
And like I said, they how many times they threaten? Look, because look, we get
Exactly.
we
That's
get
all he-
look, we get our lumber, we get our lumber,
Yo,
and we get
you keep hitting the man in the growing, man. You can't do
look,
that.
we get our lumber and we get our electricity from Canada, correct? Our energy. Okay? We do.
Energy.
That lumber, those two right there, that accounts for 40% of their national GDP. They are not cutting anything off from
They
us
gotta try
because
to-
You know
when
what?
they do that, they're cutting off their own legs. They cannot survive on their own economy. They really can't. They need our
whether
money.
they can survive or not, they know what they're doing because when this
They have no
nonsense-
idea what they're doing.
when
That's
this-
why they're Canadian.
When this nonsense started earlier before, they were willing to go to war financially with the U.S. and U.S. Trump.
And they
to
can't
back
because
down.
they don't
Just
got enough.
talk, Mike.
No,
Just
because they don't
talk.
got enough money.
What do you
Just
mean,
stop.
no
They
money?
got no
if that's the
money.
case, why Trump didn't move forward then? If it was just talk, why Trump
Because the
didn't move
guy
forward?
say he's trying to make a deal.
Because he's trying to
Trump
make a
is the one
deal.
who's trying to make the deal with them.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right. So I mean, at the end of the day, it doesn't go any further. It just stands right there, and they still not doing anything. I mean,
Yeah, well, but you know, a
whatever.
deal like that takes a while. It's
other
not
thing
something
too-
that happens overnight.
So Trump came out, which is bogus, saying someone has made an offer for TikTok. Pretty much bogus all over the place. Now, here's the thing. From day one, which I know this was a hoax anyway and bullcrap, they claimed that TikTok was invading national security,
Well, yeah, because it's owned by the Chinese government.
or whatever the case may be. That's bullcrap.
No, it is.
What
It
do you
act-
mean
it
it's
actually,
bullcrap?
it actually
Here's
is
the-
owned by the
here's the
Chinese
thing.
government.
Here's the thing. This is last year going on, right?
Uh-huh.
How many times Trump renewed this? This is the third consecutive time. If this was a part of national security and it wasn't threatened, let's say it's threatening us.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, they're hacking our system. They're spying on it. They're taking that information.
Remember I
You
said the
you don't think that the longer you prolong this, the more information, the more structure they get in place, the more information they have, the more they become stronger.
But Trump is not the one who wanted to ban TikTok.
Yeah, he wasn't the one.
No,
Who was the
because
man?
That's the
the
Democrats.
help is black.
It was the
behind.
Democrats.
That's
Yeah, I don't think
Joe
Trump wanted
Biden.
it.
No, Trump. No, they want.
No,
no,
Trump
overall.
liked TikTok.
No.
Trump said TikTok helped him to win the election.
Yeah.
The person who was in charge of Homeland Security was a Republican, right? He
So
was.
what does that have to do with Trump?
But I'm saying that it's on Trump's side. At the end of the day, he's the one also signed with the
Justin is a
with the-
Democrat.
with the
He's on
Democrats.
Trump's side.
Republicans hate
With
Trump.
the Democrats, right? He's the one also signed up with the Democrats and saying, that, yes, these guys are spying on us. There's a situation they found, I think it was in California. You mentioned it before. It was it kind of whole news though, where they found, I think it was one of the China, it's like the CIA service. They set up a whole security police department.
Yeah.
I think that was in, I'm not sure, it was somewhere down south. And they found out they bust them. I think this was about 2 years ago.
They
or
had one in
something
New
like
York. They had one in New York. They had one in San Francisco.
that.
They had
And
one in
it seemed
Houston.
like it was a system that's set up to spy on us. Right.
Huh.
But again,
They've been spying on us,
Coming
though.
back to the context of it. If this TikTok, which is owned by a private sector in China,
Yeah.
and the government is using that sector,
Bidens.
To mine information.
right,
Yeah.
to get information, why in the hell you're prolonging this thing? This need to shut
But
down.
Trump is not the one who wanted to ban TikTok.
Yeah.
That's what we're trying to tell you.
But
He
at the
doesn't
same,
want to
okay,
ban.
so if that's the case, if you let's say Trump didn't want to ban it, right? Which he's in power now because when Biden left, which is dumb and stupid for what he did. So he leaving
Well, Biden's been dead for like 5 years anyway, but continue.
what Biden did, it was dumb and stupid because he was going hard at it from day one. When it comes to after he lost, he reached to when Trump coming in power, he's like, oh, you know what? I'm gonna leave it up to Trump. Let Trump make the decision. Bastard! If this was a national security thing, what you waiting for Trump for?
It's not a matter of national security.
It's
That's
crazy.
what they trumped it
I
up.
don't get these nincompoops. You're claiming it's because TikTok is overshining this country wealth in sense of when it comes to Facebook. I think
No.
also Facebook is.
Do you know
involved.
why
When it
they
comes
have
to
an issue with
Facebook and all
TikTok?
this- With what?
Because TikTok was actually showing what's really going on in the world, letting the United States know, because since our media is so controlled by Israel, TikTok was actually showing things that Israel was not
Yeah,
showing.
it's censorship.
That censorship. You understand? That's why they have such an issue with
That's a
TikTok.
great
There's certain
point.
powers that be. Because TikTok was showing the truth.
And if that's the case,
And then they spun this whole thing
Kudos
that,
to
it's
that.
owned by
But
the
at the
Chinese
same time-
government. They're mining information. But that's basically what it was.
I
TikTok
don't believe-
was showing us stuff that that our media was not showing us. There's a lot of stuff that they block us out of.
I hate when these politicians
That is a fact.
Yeah, it's true.
did this 360s and stuff like that. And you sitting there, I vote for Biden. And to be honest with you, if he come in power again, I would have voted for him.
Nah.
It doesn't mean that
Ever since when he said, yo, you ain't black, you don't vote for me, I told Biden to kiss my ass.
No, at the end of the day.
I did not like that
My
at all.
thing is
Like,
that, huh?
the guy that spoke about his own limitations with his faculties. The guy's not 100% as far as he remembers.
He's got,
stuff.
bro, that dude's been dead for a couple of
Yeah.
years now.
Yeah,
We've been
I mean,
looking at a
that's-
Biden
yeah,
body
that's-
double.
Three strike rule.
You can't vote
You
for
remember
him.
the three strike rule?
The 3-strike rule?
That's
Yeah.
in New York.
No,
Which
that-
actually, what are you talking about? More specific.
3 strike rule is in jail though. That's
No, 3 strike rule means 3 felonies and that's it. You're done.
That's it, right,
If you
right.
commit 3
That was Joe Biden,
That-
94
right,
crime
right,
bill. I
right.
know.
No, that was before. That was Obama.
No,
That was
Joe
94
Biden.
that was
crime.
Obama.
No, it
What are
wasn't.
you talking about?
That
That,
was
was
the-
when him and Obama.
Are you crazy? That was in the 1994 crime bill. That was 14 years before Obama. We even knew who Obama was. The 94. Look up 94 crime bill. That's when the 3 strikes and you're out came up. Trust me, I know. I have a lot of friends. I have a lot of friends that suffered from that 3 strike. That was the 94 crime. That's another reason why I don't like Biden.
At the end of the day, Obama was the one who enforces it. Let's say it's Biden. Yeah, let's say it's Biden did it, right?
The
And
3
then
strike rule has been around since
it was-
1994.
Way
it may be
before-
wrong, but
way before
was
Obama.
the one
No, way before
enforced.
Obama. Way
Okay,
before
let's
Obama.
give and take.
No, every president
my
enforced it.
knowledge
Look.
is limited on that
Look,
certain thing.
Clinton
right?
enforced it.
But Obama, man, for
No,
sure,
look, listen.
enforces it.
Clinton enforced it. Bush enforced it. Obama enforced it.
No,
The only
Obama-
one that didn't enforce it was Trump.
Donald Trump.
Trump was the only one that
because
didn't
he's a
enforce it.
criminal himself. Why you want to enforce something
Anyway, anytime you're
He's not a
ready.
criminal. No, that 3 strike. You have to remember that 3 strike
He's
and
not-
you're out rule.
he's not- he
That
commit
was
so much
targeted.
crime.
You got to
If
remember
he follow that 3
that
strike,
3
he
strike
would've gone to
rule.
jail
That
all
3
time.
strike rule was targeted toward a certain demographic. We don't have to sit here and we don't have to sit here and say
Listen.
you know what demographic it was targeted towards. That's why that 3 strike rule came into play.
I mean, for New York, it was African Americans.
No, for everybody, it was people. It's not even African. It's people of color. Doesn't matter whether you're
Who's
black,
people of color?
anybody that's not white. Me, you, him.
No, you can't put yourself in that.
Yes, I can.
They see you as
No,
one.
no. I'm what you call passing. Don't you understand? I'm a chameleon. I'm a snake, and I have to be. You understand? Because if they really, because if what do you think? Why do you think I'll go out in the sun? 'Cause if I go out in the
Caucasian
sun and I
people
look
are
like
people
him,
of color.
why do you think I don't go out in the
You don't
sun?
think so?
What?
Huh?
Caucasian people, they're people of color.
Yeah, they're pink.
Yeah, I mean, if you hit them a certain, they turn
They turn
blue,
red,
They're from the mountains.
more red.
green.
They're from the Caucasus Mountains. That's why they're called
So you
Caucasians.
mean they're not colored people?
And they
are
smell like
colored
dog. No, they're not. They're
Colored smell
Caucasian.
like what?
They're clear. They smell like dog. They smell like wet dog on the
people.
rings.
No, don't do. You know
why
what?
you overgeneralizing?
Time to go. Time to go. Time to go.
They're like, yo, this dude's out of pocket.
He's gone. He's gone now. When you go up to like, your YouTube channel has been blocked, sir.
They're not gonna for what? What?
Please initialize.
Come
your
on,
shutdown
Dan
sequence.
Bilzerian says way worse stuff than I do, and he has like 1 million followers. Dan Bilzerian.
Oh, we're not done.
Huh?
We're trying to get up there. We're not done.
Bro, we're
we're
already
gonna
there.
fall before we climb. Right?
Look, let's put it this way. Right now, we're under the radar. We can say whatever we want and cause all kinds of trouble. Nobody's gonna bother us.
Yeah, then 10 years from now they
10
can pull the
years.
tapes.
Exactly.
When you run for mayor,
You're right.
Look,
Hey, you remember in 18?
you guys remember,
You said this.
I'm a chess player, not a checker player. So don't you think I'm already gonna have something in play for that?
Remember July 1st when you said? On
Yeah.
the garage?
On July 1st of 2005.
you know who's gonna provide them with the information?
Exactly.
Me?
I'm like, wait, on July 1st, I said, I know I was in an undisclosed garage with 3 men from the Caribbean, and we were talking about transporting stuff. That's what I remember. They're like, oh, I said, yeah. I said, I know there was a Mr. Porter. I can't remember the other 2 names.
By the time
But
they start dangling $500,000 in front of Mr. Porter. It's a wrap.
They're digging up the archives.
Yeah. Okay.
More than what they asked for, right?
Oh, hold on. We got something from even 1920. Hold on.
come on, you guys got to live in the moment. Don't you understand? When I run for president, I'm going to run as Justin Trump.
Listen. Is chaos coming? I mean, at the end of the day, people.
Like you say the same
Stop
nonsense
fear-mongering.
all the time, man.
There's not, you know what the funniest thing is that
I
who
hope
said-
that's not your mindset, and that's just coming out of your mouth.
what?
Embrace the
It
chaos.
is my mindset because it's
Wow.
actuality.
That's fear mongering.
It's actuality. If you know what,
You feel that the sky is
folks,
falling.
let me tell you this. I'm gonna share this with you, and if you want to take it and run with it, at the end of the day, it's up to you. What I can tell you, there is trouble coming ahead.
You say that every
Financially, or what you call the word when you want to say on a war level, there is trouble, serious trouble time is coming. Now, I am not telling, it's just like, for instance, we know we're going to die, right? We know we're gonna die. Is that fear mongering you? No. But at the end of the day, like Mr. Mike over here, right? He's trying to live his best lives. He's a vegetarian. He know he's gonna die, right? Why are you trying to live your best life? Why are you trying to live healthy?
He's not a vegetarian.
He is.
No, he's not.
Matter of fact, he's gone beyond vegetarian.
We just went to a barbecue the other day and had a whole slab of ribs.
Oh, he got exposed now. See? He just got exposed.
Allegedly.
No, but I don't understand why Mr. Porter's fear. This man right here can hack into an NSA file like nobody's business on a phone. Mr. Porter
Anyway,
right here can hack into the NSA. I have no idea what he's worried about.
As we were saying, right? The issue is that things are coming. Now, again, I can't tell you what to do. I don't even know what to do at times. But at the same time, I know something.
Don't listen to him. That's what you're supposed to do.
I know what. Well, you know what? I can say what to do, but that's not going to technically save you still. It's not going to take the cell away. There's a wing you can shield yourself under, but it doesn't guarantee for any disaster to still hit you. And it's the shield of God. All right. So moving right forward.
You want to listen to Mr. Michael White? He will give you good sound investment advice. If you want to buy property.
How are you going to listen to getting good investment and then trouble is coming? How is that
He gets X. What do you mean? Because he knows how to play the game.
You could have the billions in the world.
He
and
knows.
You can't do nothing
But
with
no,
that.
this Mr. White
The intelligent
gives good advice. The intelligent
I
investor
am not disputing that.
gives good advice. He gives good political advice too. But you have to be willing to listen.
I'm listening.
No, you're not.
How you said that?
You're not.
How?
You listen to respond.
Exactly.
Anyway, folks.
No, we should listen to understand, right?
Right.
Listen to Michael White. Listen to Michael White and vote Curtis Sliwa for NYC mayor.
The baby Trump investor. Yeah.
You
can
The intelligent investor.
Listen to him from that side.
Okay.
But anything outside of that rim?
And if Con Ed is trying to rob you right now of your electrical bill, call up Mr. Porter. He can hack into Con Edison like nobody's business and change your bill from $100 to $10.
Like, where you letting this rock right now, man?
Yo, wrap up the show fast.
Yeah.
I don't think I even posted this.
What do you mean? I'm giving him double props. What's the problem?
Yeah, and then I go home. I lay in my bed and I can't wake up.
What you mean?
It's a good thing. It's a good
There's
thing.
a vaccine in my hand.
Right.
Any ladies looking for me, I will be on Boston Road giving out free candy.
You're one of those hackers over here.
Yeah.
Kim Jong-un
I might
might
be
come and
laughing
hire.
right now, bro.
Anyway, folks, it's been real. Thank you for joining us. It was an exciting show. And I don't know where this may turn. I don't know maybe who's going to be knocking on the garage door or our doors individually. But it was interesting. And just pray for us. Just pray for us. But I'm glad you take the time out to join us one more time. And you can dissect things, what is good for you, and throw the rest out that is garbage to you from the show. You can make your comments as well. As I share with you, you have your the footage there when it goes up. You can make your comments and elaborate based on what we are sharing. Your final thoughts on
My final
overall?
thoughts is invest in Pepe coin. We're gonna be fine. It will get bad before it get good. Curtis Sliwa for NYC mayor. And anything Michael White tells you to do, you do it.
I like that.
Mr. Angel?
Yeah, this one I actually just learned. I thought it was real heavy. He says, don't keep shining. Don't wait for nightfall to show him you're a star.
Ooh, I like that. Bars.
Keep shining.
Yeah.
Bars.
Shining.
Bars.
Bars, right?
The intelligent investor, what are your final words, sir?
AKA?
Baby Trump.
Yeah, don't follow Mike Porter, you know?
That's it.
Mike Porter. Yeah, that's it.
I don't listen, folks. I don't know what they have against me,
Make
but
the garage
you can
great
see
every
that.
time.
You can see that something's propelling them to tell you not to listen
You
to me
always
because
think
they
something
know
bad is going
what
to happen.
I'm
It's
speaking.
Christian people, you know.
it's
Oh,
found-
God is going to show you a sign. What
It's-
type
it's
of
fo-
sign?
It's foundation.
He's
The
going to
guys-
put you
the-
in
the guys are
an
saying-
uncomfortable
The
situation.
he just prayed for a shield for all
See,
of us.
he's living by the so-called reality. I'm in actuality.
Mike
Big
Porter
difference.
is one of the world's greatest hackers, and he can topple governments. I'm just letting you know that.
All right, the show is ended for
See, I
tonight.
didn't do that.
We will see
What no
you-
final thoughts? What no final thoughts, bro?
We will see you next week. Next time, same place. Peace out.
Peace. What happened to your final thoughts?
All right.